My dear friends, today I want to speak to you about something that lives silently in many hearts, but has the power to steal our dreams and freeze our steps, the fear of others. When a child is born into this world, it carries no fear in its heart. The first cry of a newborn is not a cry of fear. It is a bold announcement. I have arrived. A child laughs, crawls, stumbles, stands and falls, but never hesitates to try again. When you watch a child learning to walk, you see determination in its purest form. It falls down hundreds of times, but not once does it think of giving up. It does not look around wondering, what will people think if I fall again? The idea of judgment, the fear of failure, the anxiety of criticism, none of these exist in the mind of a child. This is because we are all born with a natural courage, a fire inside us that drives us to explore, to attempt, and to achieve. As we grow older, however, this pure courage slowly starts to get clouded. Society begins to whisper into our ears. The voices come from parents, teachers, friends, and even strangers. Be careful. Don't make a fool of yourself. What will people say? These voices are not always meant to harm us. Often they come from love, from a desire to protect us. But unintentionally, they start sowing tiny seeds of fear inside our minds. Over time, these seeds grow into thick vines that wrap around our confidence and slow us down. We begin to hesitate. We start second, guessing ourselves. We start seeking permission from the world before taking a step forward. The fearless child becomes an anxious adult, not because the spirit changed, but because fear was taught and learned. This learned fear is a silent thief. It does not announce itself loudly. It works quietly, shaping our thoughts, guiding our choices. It stops us from asking questions in class because we are afraid someone will laugh. It stops us from trying new ideas because we fear they might fail. It even stops us from dreaming big dreams because somewhere inside a small voice says, "People like you cannot do that." The saddest part is that this fear does not belong to us. It is borrowed from others. It is given to us by a society that often fears change, fears mistakes, and fears the unknown. But deep within every heart, the original courage still burns. It may be covered by layers of doubt and hesitation, but it has not been extinguished. Every time you have felt excitement for a new idea, every time you have wanted to do something different but hesitated, that was your original spirit trying to come alive again. It is a reminder that you were never meant to live a life dictated by fear. Fear is not natural to you. It is something you learned, and what is learned can also be unlearned. When you recognize that the fear you carry is not yours by birth, you start to see the world differently. You realize that you do not have to ask for permission to be yourself. You realize that the opinions of others are just that, opinions, not verdicts. You realize that you have everything you need already inside you, the courage, the strength, the ability to rise. It is only when you peel away the layers of fear that you discover the unstoppable force you were always meant to be. You are not a creation of fear. You are a creation of hope, of dreams, of boundless possibilities. You have always had the wings to fly. It is only the fear of others that has made you forget. Every individual is born with limitless energy, with the power to shape their own life and leave a mark on the world. This power is a precious gift, unique to each person. It gives the ability to dream, to act, to create, and to transform not only oneself, but also the lives of others. However, this power is delicate. It can be protected, strengthened, and expanded through courage and confidence, but it can also be weakened and lost through fear, especially the fear of other people's opinions. The moment you allow the fear of others to take root in your heart, you are handing over this great power to someone else. Without even realizing it, you are letting their words, their judgments, their doubts control the course of your life. When you fear what others will say or think about you, you stop living for yourself. You start living for them. Your actions are no longer guided by your dreams or your convictions. They are guided by the imagined reactions of people around you. Instead of doing what you believe is right, you start doing what you think will gain approval. Instead of moving toward your goals with energy and confidence, you begin to tiptoe through life, cautious, hesitant, and anxious. You hold back your ideas. You hold back your questions. You even hold back your dreams. You become a prisoner of invisible walls built not by your hands, but by your fears. This silent surrender happens every day, in small and big ways. A student who dreams of becoming an artist chooses engineering because of family expectations. An entrepreneur with a brilliant idea never starts a company because they are afraid of failure and ridicule. A speaker who has a powerful message to share stays silent because they worry that others might not agree. In each of these moments, precious power is lost, not because someone else took it by force, but because it was given away freely through fear. The truth is, no one has the right to decide the value of your life except you. Others can offer advice, they can express opinions, but they cannot live your life. They cannot feel your dreams, they cannot understand your journey, and they certainly cannot define your limits. When you allow fear of others to dictate your actions, you are trusting strangers more than you trust yourself. You are believing their doubts more than your own possibilities. And the saddest part is that most of the time, the judgment you fear so much is just an illusion. People are too busy with their own lives, their own fears, and their own struggles to spend much time judging you. The heavy criticism you imagine is often not even real. There is immense freedom in realizing that you do not need to impress anyone. You only need to be true to yourself. You were not born to fit into a mold created by others. You were born to create, to explore, to contribute, and to shine. Taking back your power means deciding that your voice matters more than the whispers of the crowd. It means choosing your dreams over their doubts. It means stepping forward even when your legs tremble, even when your heart races, because your mission is bigger than their opinions. When you reclaim your power, you will find that life begins to open up in ways you never imagined. Opportunities appear, strength grows, confidence becomes natural. You stop asking, "Can I?" and start declaring, "I will." You stop waiting for approval and start building your destiny. Fear loses its grip when you decide that no one else deserves the steering wheel of your life. That seat belongs to you and you alone. When we look back at the pages of history, we find that it is not the timid, not the hesitant, and not the fearful who are remembered. It is the brave souls, the ones who dared to dream differently, the ones who were not afraid to challenge the norms, who have their names etched in golden letters. These individuals did not let the fear of others' opinions weaken their spirit. Instead, they focused on their vision, believing so strongly in their purpose that the noise around them became irrelevant. It was their fearless pursuit of their mission that allowed them to overcome obstacles, withstand criticism, and leave a lasting impact on the world. Every major change in the world, every revolution, every discovery, and every invention has a story of fearlessness behind it. Imagine if the great scientists, leaders, explorers, and reformers of the past had chosen to stay silent out of fear of being ridiculed. Imagine if they had allowed the opinions of others to become chains around their dreams. there would be no great inventions, no breakthroughs in science, no freedom from oppression, no literature that stirs the soul. History would be a barren field, empty of the fruits of human courage and imagination. Fearless individuals have always faced resistance. They have been criticized, misunderstood, laughed at, and even attacked. But they pressed on because their eyes were fixed on a horizon that others could not yet see. They understood that being different often invites criticism, but they also knew that true greatness lies beyond the wall of public approval. They realized that those who seek to change the world must first have the courage to stand alone, if necessary. Their mission was greater than their need for comfort, and their purpose was stronger than the fear of rejection. When you believe deeply in a cause, when your dream fills your heart with energy and your mind with vision, the fear of what others might say begins to fade. It becomes small compared to the power of your purpose. Every great figure in history had to face moments of loneliness and doubt. They stood at crossroads where they had to choose between the easy path of approval and the difficult path of conviction. They chose the difficult path, and that made all the difference. It was not that they were fearless by nature. It was that their commitment to their mission was greater than their fear. Society often resists change because it fears the unknown. New ideas threaten the comfort of established traditions. Those who bring change are often seen first as troublemakers before they are celebrated as visionaries. The very people who are criticized today may be honored tomorrow because history has a way of recognizing true courage once the dust of resistance settles. When you act with fearlessness and stay true to your purpose, you are not just working for today's rewards. You are building a legacy for generations to come. Being fearless does not mean being reckless. It means being steady, determined, and resilient even in the face of adversity. It means trusting your inner compass when the voices around you are full of doubt. It means daring to be a light when the world is comfortable with darkness. History belongs to those who are willing to walk this path. It remembers the ones who stepped forward when everyone else stepped back. It celebrates those who gave their best efforts even when success seemed impossible. And it honors those who loved their mission more than they loved their comfort. The choice to be fearless is a decision that every individual must make. It is not written in destiny, it is written by the courage of the heart. And when you make that choice, when you believe in your mission more than you fear others' opinions, you step into the company of those rare souls who do not just live in the world, but who shape it. Fear often arises not because a situation is impossible, but because we doubt our ability to face it. When belief in oneself is weak, even a small challenge can seem like an insurmountable mountain. But when belief is strong, even the tallest mountain begins to look climbable. The first weapon against fear is deep belief in your own purpose and potential. When you have a reason that burns brightly within you, it gives you the strength to stand firm even when the winds of doubt and criticism blow fiercely. Belief creates inner stability. It anchors you when the outside world tries to shake you. Without strong belief, preparation feels heavy, actions feel forced, and progress feels impossible. But with belief, every step forward becomes an expression of purpose, and fear begins to lose its grip. Believing deeply in yourself, however, does not mean abandoning preparation. Belief without action is like a seed that is never watered. It holds potential, but it does not bear fruit. Preparation is the process of nurturing your belief, strengthening it with skills, knowledge, and experience. The more you prepare, the more confident you become. The more confident you become, the less space there is for fear. Preparation transforms uncertainty into clarity. It turns nervousness into readiness. It builds the quiet assurance that no matter what challenges come, you have the ability to handle them. Imagine a musician who steps onto a grand stage. If they have only practiced once or twice, they will tremble with fear before the audience. But if they have spent hours perfecting their performance, they will walk onto that stage with a calm smile. Their preparation becomes their shield against fear. The same truth applies to every field, to students, to athletes, to leaders, to dreamers. When you put in the effort to prepare, you are building a foundation so solid that fear cannot easily shake it. Belief and preparation go hand in hand. Belief gives you the vision, preparation gives you the tools. Belief lights the path. Preparation strengthens your legs for the journey. If you believe without preparing, you risk falling when obstacles arise. If you prepare without belief, you may still be paralyzed by doubt. Together, they make you unstoppable. Together, they make you fearless. Preparation also teaches resilience. It shows you that setbacks are not signs of failure, but opportunities to learn and improve. Every time you practice, every time you study, every time you train, you are not just preparing your skills, you are preparing your mind to face challenges with strength. You begin to understand that fear is natural but not permanent. It can be overcome with the right mindset and effort. Fear often exaggerates the challenges ahead, making them seem bigger than they truly are. But when you are prepared, you see the reality clearly. You recognize that most obstacles can be managed, most difficulties can be solved, and most fears are nothing more than shadows that disappear when faced head on. Preparation gives you that clarity. It allows you to stand in the midst of uncertainty with a steady heart and a clear mind. In every great achievement, belief and preparation have played their part. Every successful person you admire has, at some point, battled fear and overcome it by believing in their dream and preparing relentlessly for it. Their success was not a miracle. It was the result of countless unseen hours of work fueled by unwavering belief. You have the same power within you. You have the ability to believe deeply and to prepare thoroughly. And when you do, you will find that fear, no matter how large it once seemed, becomes small and powerless before your determination. Failure is often seen as something shameful, something to be avoided at all costs. From a young age, many are taught that failure is a sign of weakness, a mark of defeat. Yet, in truth, failure is one of the greatest teachers life can offer. It carries lessons that no book, no speech, and no success can ever teach. Failure tests your spirit, sharpens your thinking, strengthens your resolve, and reveals parts of yourself that you might never have discovered otherwise. It is not the enemy of success. It is the silent partner that prepares you for it. When you attempt something and fail, you are not moving backward, you are moving forward with experience. Each failure peels away an old layer of ignorance and adds a new layer of wisdom. It teaches you what does not work, and more importantly, it guides you towards what might. Every inventor, artist, leader, and pioneer has tasted failure, often many times, before they found success. They did not reach their goals by avoiding failure. They reached them by walking through failure with courage. Fear of failure, however, is a dangerous trap. It convinces you to not even try. It makes you play small, dream small, and live small. It creates a false idea that safety is better than adventure, that staying silent is better than speaking up, that giving up is better than risking loss. But the truth is, a life spent avoiding failure is a life that never truly reaches its full potential. Growth does not happen in comfort zones. It happens at the edges of challenge, risk, and yes, sometimes failure. Failure teaches humility. It reminds you that you do not know everything and that learning is a lifelong journey. It teaches resilience, showing you that even after a fall, you have the strength to rise again. It teaches creativity, pushing you to find new ways when the old ways do not work. It teaches gratitude, making you appreciate success more deeply because you know the struggle that came before it. In every setback, failure plants the seeds of future victories if only you are willing to see it, to learn from it, and to keep moving forward. Some of the world's greatest breakthroughs were born from failure. Light was brought into homes after countless failed attempts to invent a working bulb. The sky was conquered after repeated failures to build a flying machine. Cures for deadly diseases were discovered after endless experiments that did not succeed at first. Behind every achievement that changed the world stands a long line of failures, each one necessary, each one valuable. When you shift your view of failure from being a threat to being a teacher, you unlock incredible freedom. You no longer fear mistakes. You welcome them as part of the process. You no longer feel defeated by setbacks. You see them as stepping stones. You no longer measure your worth by your immediate results. You measure it by your commitment to keep trying. This mindset transforms fear into fuel and doubt into determination. Failure only has the power to defeat you if you allow it. If you see it as a dead end, it becomes one. But if you see it as a detour, as a guide, as a challenge to rise higher, then failure becomes one of the most powerful allies on your journey. Every fall carries within it the opportunity for a stronger rise. Every mistake holds the possibility of a better way forward. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is a part of success. It is the training ground where character is built, dreams are refined, and true strength is born. The mind is like a fertile field. Whatever seeds you plant in it, whether they are seeds of dreams or seeds of doubts, will grow over time. If you plant dreams, nourish them with hope, and protect them with determination, they will blossom into a future filled with possibility. But if you allow doubts to take root, they will grow into fears, excuses, and regrets that choke the life out of your ambitions. What you choose to focus on shapes the life you eventually live. Dreams fuel you with energy and vision, while doubts drain you of confidence and courage. Dreams give you a reason to wake up each morning with excitement. They stretch your imagination beyond the present moment and make you believe in a future that is bigger and brighter than today. Dreams whisper to you of the person you can become, the impact you can have, and the life you can create. They invite you to step beyond the ordinary and reach for the extraordinary. They pull you forward even when the road is difficult and fill your heart with hope even when challenges rise up against you. Doubts, on the other hand, do the opposite. They shrink your vision and chain you to the present limitations. They make you question your worth, your abilities, and your future. Doubts are like shadows that grow larger the more attention you give them. They do not protect you from failure. They prevent you from even trying. They replace the energy of action with the paralysis of fear. They steal from you quietly, not by taking what you have, but by convincing you to never go after what you truly want. Every person faces moments of doubt. It is natural to question yourself, to wonder if the dream is too big, if the journey is too hard. But the difference between those who achieve their dreams and those who do not is not the absence of doubt. It is the choice to listen to the voice of dreams louder than the voice of doubts. When doubts whisper, "You cannot do it," dreams shout back, "You must try." When doubts say, "It's too risky," dreams remind you, the greatest risk is not trying at all. Dreams are the antidote to doubt. To live a life filled with dreams means to consciously choose hope over fear every day. It means surrounding yourself with inspiration, with people who encourage you, with books, ideas, and experiences that feed your belief in what is possible. It means nurturing your dreams by taking small steps forward even when fear tries to hold you back. Dreams grow stronger through action. Every step you take, every effort you make, even if it seems small, adds strength to your vision and weakens the hold of doubt. A life filled with dreams is not without challenges, but it is filled with meaning. It brings a sense of purpose that no amount of comfort or safety can replace. It transforms even the hardships into stepping stones and gives a sense of fulfillment that doubt can never offer. The heart that dares to dream is a heart that dares to live fully. The world has always been shaped by those who dreamed when others doubted. It was built by those who looked beyond the obstacles and dared to imagine something better. Their dreams lit up the paths that others now walk. You have the same light within you. You have the power to fill your life with dreams so vast and so strong that doubt has no room to grow. You are the gardener of your own mind. Plant your dreams, water them daily with courage and hope, and watch as they transform your life into a story of possibility, progress, and inspiration.